Chapter 14, and all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried once that they heard this bad report from these 10 spies. And the people wept that night, and all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, Would God that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness? And wherefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land, to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? And they said one to another, Let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt. Now observe the immediate response by Moses and Aaron at this. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. They didn't even wait to walk into the tabernacle or anything. They immediately fall. And I believe that it's because Moses, he has this sense, this sudden urge to say, oh no, you're angering God. Now you're wanting to go back, and you're even choosing another captain to take you back. Oh no. And I believe that Joshua and Caleb also have this same feeling. And Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. And they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, The land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us into this land, and give it us, a land which floweth with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Fear them not. You see, one of them that is saying this is Caleb, and Caleb, he got the closest view of these giants. He is actually the one that was appointed to go and search them specifically. But notice also the very strong statement that he makes, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them. This is an absolutely huge statement to make, and so right. Remember how we went over Genesis 15, the promise to Abraham in the last chapter about how the Lord says, I'm going to take you into slavery for 400 years, your descendants, Abraham. But in the fourth generation, they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full, meaning that their iniquity is now full. The Canaanites, they have reached a point of so much evil that the Lord now has turned on them and is their enemy entirely. We can also read about how the Lord felt about these Canaanites back in Leviticus. And the land is defiled, he says. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, speaking of Canaan, which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. So this is a very strong double-edged sword coming right into the plan of God to take over Canaan. Not only is he willing to give the land, as he promised unto Abraham, unto his descendants, which are right there at the door. Not only is he willing that, but he is also wanting to kick these others out, even kill them. But what did the people say in response to Joshua and Caleb's pleadings? But all the congregation bade stone them with stones, and the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel. And this so much sounds like how they treated Christ. Try to tell them the truth, and they want to kill you. They did this to Paul the Apostle. So now we see the glory of the Lord, not just the cloud, not just the fire, but this shining, bright, like lightning kind of glory that appears on the behalf of Joshua and Caleb. This timely appearance of the divine glory prevented these faithful servants of God from being stoned to death by this base and treacherous multitude. Every man, and this is a famous quote among many preachers, every man that serves God is immortal till his work is done. While in simplicity of heart he is following his God. If God has a plan for you, no man can kill you. And I know that sounds like a strong statement, but you can take that very literal. So the Lord appears in defense of Joshua and Caleb. And what a shocking display that this would have been, no doubt. And the Lord said unto Moses, How long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be before they believe me, for all the signs which I have showed among them? I will smite them with a pestilence, and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation, and mightier than they. Now the Lord is speaking unto Moses once again. A similar promise had been given to Moses on occasion of the rebellion at Sinai. And Moses on that occasion interceded with God on behalf of his people in like manner as at this time. And Moses said unto the Lord, he replies, Then the Egyptians shall hear of this. For thou broughtest up this people in thy might from among them, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land, for they have heard that the Lord art among this people, that thou, Lord, art seen face to face, and that thy cloud standeth over them, and that thou goest before them by daytime in a pillar of cloud, and in a pillar of fire by night. Now if thou shalt kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of thee will speak, saying, Because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness. And if you'll notice the earnest pleading of Moses right here, as did Paul when deeply moved, so Moses presses his arguments one on the other without pausing. He speaks here as if in a momentary apprehension of an outbreak of God's wrath, unless he could perhaps arrest it by crowding in every topic of deprecation and intercession that he could mention on the instant. He's just talking and talking and talking. Perhaps everything will be de-escalated if I just keep talking. And now I beseech thee, let the power of my Lord be great, according as thou hast spoken, saying, The Lord is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Pardon, I beseech thee, the iniquity of this people according unto the greatness of thy mercy, and as thou hast forgiven this people from Egypt even until now. And the Lord said, I have pardoned according to thy word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice, surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoke me see it. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him, and hath followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwelt in the valley. We're being told as just a hint of the situation that the Lord's saying at that moment. Tomorrow turn you and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. See, these Canaanites are starting to make their way down to attack them. They know about this huge multitude right along their borders. So they've actually assembled an army and are coming down to them. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, How long shall I bear with this evil congregation which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Say unto them, As truly as I live, saith the Lord, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Doubtless ye shall not come into the land concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. Now Caleb and Joshua, though they are mentioned and pointed out as being very heroic at that time, these are especially mentioned as honorable exceptions to the rest of the scouts, but also as the future leaders of the people. But it appears that some of the old generation did not join in the mutinous murmuring, including in that number the whole order of the priests at that time, as we are told about them later on. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which ye search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. Now what does the Lord mean by ye shall know my breach of promise? That is, in consequence of your violation of the covenant betwixt you and me, by breaking the terms of it, it shall be null and void on my part. I, the Lord, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me. In this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him, all these 10 spies that turned the people's hearts away from, it discouraged the morale of them. by bringing up the slander upon the land. Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before the Lord. Here they were so concerned about dying before by these enemies of the Lord. Now suddenly the Lord himself, they're dead automatically. They could have lived a very prosperous life if they'd have just taken that step of faith. But what is this plague? It's believed has here the older signification of a stroke or visitation of God. We are not told what death they died, but it was sudden and exceptional enough to mark it as the direct consequence of their sinful conduct. It would have been known that the Lord did this. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of the men that went to search the land, lived still. And Moses told these sayings unto all the children of Israel, and the people mourned greatly. And they rose up early in the morning, and gat them up into the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here, and will go up into the place which the Lord hath promised, for we have sinned. Now they're wanting to do what they should have done in the first place, too late now. And Moses said, Wherefore now do you transgress the commandment of the Lord? But it shall not prosper. Go not up, for the Lord is not among you, that ye be not smitten before your enemies. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you, and you shall fall by the sword. This Canaanite armies, they're waiting just right around the way. And you shall fall by the sword, because ye are turned away from the Lord. Therefore the Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up into the hilltop. Nevertheless, the ark of the covenant of the Lord and Moses departed not out of the camp. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites, which dwelt in that hill, and smote them, and discomfited them, even unto Hormah. And right here you'll see Hormah on the map, and so you can kind of get a visual of where this battle took place. And it's believed that the Idumean mountains is what separated and protected the camps from these Canaanite armies as they were advancing. They probably got behind some of these mountain ranges.